have now and the day that we have now called the Martin Luther King Day. I'm glad somebody was bold enough, was black enough to say it doesn't matter what people may think about me. I'm still going to put legislation together to say that we need reparations for 400 years of slavery in Africa. I'm glad we got somebody who said that even though you don't believe everybody should have health care, I believe that it ought not be no sick baby. There ought not be no sick man. There ought not be no sick woman. If this country is rich enough for everybody to be taken care of in health care, I'm glad we got somebody who says Wall Street needs to make sure that everybody in the city of Detroit and every urban center across America should have a job, and then that person is Congressman John Conyers. I'm glad that he didn't settle for doing what he could do for himself, but he settled for trying to help people, and he worked to try to help people to the best of his ability. We don't need no self-serving, selfish politicians in place. We got too much of that. We got too much of that. That's the problem with Mike Duffy. That's the reason why Dave Bean got a Congressman John Conyers.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Let's give Reverend Charles Williams a round of applause. Much has been said today, this morning. We've heard from so many great speakers, but let's get down to where we're going and why it's important. August the 5th, 2014, Tuesday, is the day that we try to reverse the traditional fall off in the vote that occurs when a presidential ticket is not up for voting. We say, oh, okay. I want, and we're studying this as carefully as possible, we want to try to get out more people on an off-presidential election than ever before. We won't do it all in one election, but we just want to get more than from the last election. Sinceria Garrett on my staff is researching what the vote was the last time the president wasn't on the ballot, and we want to beat that. We want to keep moving on and on. Isn't it peculiar that those who vote so regularly when the president's running, that they don't understand that it's just as important when he isn't running? That's what got us into this problem when the Republicans took over, and I think it was 2010, they got all these Republican governors. And then the mess really started. So we don't want to make that mistake. And I want to tell you that I am so proud of Reverend Al Sharpton for what he's doing for the National Action Network nationwide. This isn't just a Michigan phenomenon. When he came here, it was so brilliantly done. And that's why I come here. If I'm in town on Saturdays, I will be here with you, because we've got to grow this. There's no reason why we can't get enough people here that this facility will not be, it'll be too small.
There we go.
We need more people. And I can get some more people out. And I'm going to start doing that. We're going to start doing that, Miss Garrett, for next Saturday. We want standing room only. And then we want to start talking about can feed twice as many people as this. That we're all in the same boat. And boy, this is a bad scene. Now I like what was said earlier, that if we vote, we win. That was Helen Miller saying that from her seat. If we vote, we win. And you know, it's amazing for a people who the whole country originally was formed to keep from voting, and then even after we got the separate but equal business knocked out, many of us still didn't get it, and we now have to continue to urge people to believe enough in yourself and that we can bring about a good, honest, democratic government. That's what it's all about. And it's in that spirit that we're working not just for Detroit, but across the country. There are people that are working to keep us off the ballot in other states. I mean, down south is still down south in a lot of ways. And we've got to do more. And wasn't Nancy Stewart great? Let's give her another hand for what she did. Now, what more can I do? I want to start taking her to meetings around the city, not just the district, around the city, around Detroit in general. Actually, you can go outside the city. We're at Highland Park and other places. And have you ever looked at who's living out in 8, 9, 10, 11 mile road these days? Yeah, we're all out there, and we want to start moving everybody along. Sure, it's a black issue, but it involves everybody. You know, if you're a worker, you're getting the business no matter what your color is. You know, the corporations fighting us don't care if you're black and white or white. If you're a worker, they want to destroy collective bargaining. They're trying to dismantle unions left and right. And when I think about my dad at Chrysler Corporation, when they first started forming, trying to form a union, they would send in former convicts to bust up the unions when they were striking. It was very violent. I mean, you couldn't talk about peaceful protests then because they didn't know what you were talking about. So we're all in it together, and we want to grow it. And after all, the labor movement really started with the UAW organizing the big 3 auto plants. And now they're moving out down south and out of the country, and we've got to move in that direction. The only other thing I want to emphasize is that we've got to push, and I'm working with my colleagues on HR 1000, the full employment bill. There is no reason on earth why we can't have a job for everybody in the United States of America, the wealthiest country in history. No reason whatsoever. And so, to me, that is my #1 goal. Put everybody to work. And train people to be able to take some of these technological jobs that are forming. Some of this work is going to require additional training. And then we will begin to move in the right direction. And that's why August the 5th is very important. We want to up the turnout. We want to continue to teach people why this is important. It's not just about one person getting reelected or somebody that wants. A lot of people are running now because they want a job. They're running for anything. You want to be careful of that. You know, when I started, I was number 435 in the Congress. Today, I am number 1. It's a long, but it's an exciting journey. A journey I wouldn't trade for anything. That has given me every kind of happiness that we're in a struggle that we can win. And we affect a lot of other people. There are a lot of people watching to see how the National Action Network turns out. Is it just when it's a celebrity or somebody out doing something you show up, or are we really working in between our meetings? I know that you're working in between your meetings, and let's keep doing it. There are way, way more of us than there are of them. That's how we're going to win. Thank you so very much.
The Dean of the House of Representatives. Let me say thank you, Congressman Conyers. And Congressman Conyers, when you come into office in January, we filling up busloads because we're gonna be there to see the first African American day. We still have so many firsts to go. Some people think because we got a first black president, we still got a first black Speaker of the House, first black President of the Senate, first black chair of the Judiciary. We got a whole lot of more first blacks to go. We ain't done yet. So we got more work to do, and I'm just excited about Congress. And I'm sorry for cussing to all of that. I'm more classier than that, you know I am. Sometimes I just get so mad at these selfish people. I'm glad Congressman Conyers called it out. For some folks, it ain't nothing but about them trying to get a job. Because they done flattened all the other tires. They done ran out everything else. So we thank Congressman Conyers for that. Look, we need to continue to move this movement. And so we're going to ask our officers to come as we prepare. I got you on the agenda. Everybody.